proud sponsors of the Cars Ireland YouTube channel. Cartel.ie, for car history data you can trust. Buying a used car? Get an exclusive coupon code now. See the comment section for more details.
Today we're going to have a look around one of Ireland's favourite SUVs. It's the all-new Kia Sportage. But while it might be all new, is it all improved? That's what we're here today to find out.
CarsIreland.ie. Click, click, vroom, vroom.
Now the first thing you might have noticed is that it looks quite different to the last model, and Kia, in fairness, have never been shy when it comes to design, but this striking new grille is still quite a departure from its older signature tiger nose stuff. So for some people it's going to be love at first sight. Others, like myself, it might take a little while to grow, but grow it certainly has. And in fact, I think I've crossed the line from not so sure about this to this is actually very cool. Now, I do think it is quite colour dependent, and the brighter shades like this infrared really set it off. But enough about what I think. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. So let's get down to business and see what it has to offer in terms of boot space. Now, this is the K3 HEV, so it's the mid-spec hybrid model, which we'll get into in some more detail later. But in terms of boot space, it offers a massive 597 litres, which is up almost 100 litres on the last model. You've got a nice flat load area here too, so there's no load lip to lug stuff over. As you can see, it passes the full-size travel system test with flying colours, and you've got a few other nice features back here too, like a retractable parcel shelf. You've got a couple of shopping bag hooks. There's levers to drop the back seats from back here, which is really handy, and even a 12-volt charging socket. So yeah, that is one family-friendly boot right there. Now, it's also quite a spacious affair here in the back seat. I have loads of legroom. That's me sitting behind myself at 167 centimetres tall. But headroom in particular feels really impressive. I have loads of it, even with this bobbly hat on. And the seats are nice and comfy too. They feel nice and raised, and there's a bit of room to stretch the legs out on a longer journey. But one of my favourite things about these back seats is that they also recline a little bit, which is great not just for adult comfort, but also if you're carrying kids in rear-facing child seats. That little bit of extra room is handy for little legs. And on that note, as you can see, I've been able to fit this quite large spinning rear-facing child seat here without imposing on front seat passenger legroom whatsoever, which is another big plus if you're carrying around small children. Now, there is a little bit of a hump in the floor in the middle here, so your middle seat passenger is not going to be quite as comfortable as the other two, but are they ever? And if you're a parent that sometimes might have to squish themselves in between two car seats on occasion, it's not going to be very comfortable, but it is doable. In terms of creature comforts, you've got a separate climate zone back here, a couple of hooks on the back seat, some magazine holders, some kind of a shelf-like structure built into the headrest. I'm not too sure what that's about actually. And then a couple of mini USB ports for charging, which we love to see. And now finally to the front, where you'll hopefully be spending a lot more of your time. Again, very roomy, very comfy. Now, I do have to say that I find you sit a little bit lower in the Sportage than you do in some other SUVs. And while you can adjust that with the seat position, I just find that the way the screens and all the controls are set up, it does feel a little bit natural to just stay that little bit lower down. Now, don't get me wrong, you still get all the benefits of an SUV. It's still slightly easier to get in and out of. There's very little bend in the leg, which I like. I always find that leaves you a bit fresher after a longer journey. But yeah, just to be aware that it's not quite as high as some of its rivals. The layout is also very logical, with lots of convenient storage areas. You've got two good sized cup holders down here, some storage under the armrest, and I must say I am really liking the new look Kia cabins. It's like they've kept that signature fuss-free simple style, but yet it feels a bit more special now. There's definitely a marked improvement when it comes to quality of materials, and of course a much bigger focus on technology with this really impressive dual screen setup that stretches from this 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system right across the dash into the new digital cockpit. You've also got this rotary dial to control the automatic gearbox on this hybrid model, which leaves your center console nice and clutter-free. It's actually very similar in vibe to the new EV6, which is definitely not a bad thing. In terms of bang for your buck, as I mentioned earlier, this is the K3 mid-spec model, but the range starts with the K2, which is by no means sparse. And for a starting price of €34,300, it will get you 17-inch alloy wheels, an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment display, and a generous level of safety kit, including lane keep assist and a speed limiter. But the K3 will upgrade those wheels to 18 inches, the touchscreen display to 12.3 inches. You'll get heated seats in the front and back, LED headlights, privacy glass, and that starts at €38,000 again for the diesel model. This K3 hybrid gets a few more nice extras like sat-nav and navigation-based cruise control and starts at €42,000. You've then got the K4, which is available in either diesel or hybrids, and that will get you a full leather interior, wireless phone charging, and lots more safety kit. And then finally, the sporty GT line model, which will get you the larger 19-inch alloy wheels and all the sporty bits. Only available in diesel at the moment and starting at €43,000. So I think it's time to take it for a drive. Kia have actually been doing this type of hybrid for quite a while now. Some of you might remember the Niro hybrid before it became a full EV. So they've had a few years to fine-tune their hybrid technology, and it really shows, because this is an absolutely smashing car to drive. It is silky smooth on takeoff and as quiet and relaxing as any EV at lower speeds. The combination of the engine and electric motor give it a fairly hefty power output of 230 PS, so it really goes too when you want it to. That automatic gearbox is also a nice little added bonus to this powertrain, especially if that's something that you would generally go for anyway. Once you get up to any kind of cruising speed, that's when you'll feel the petrol engine kick in. Not that it's in any ways a gruff engine, it's a 1.6 litre TGDI in this instance, but there is certainly a difference in the feel and the sound, of course. In terms of fuel economy, the hybrid model claims 5.7 litres per 100 kilometres as opposed to the diesel's 5.3, but again, that will depend massively on when and how and who is driving. And that hybrids generally tend to do better around town for stop-start city driving, whereas diesel is probably still the better option for the more serious motorway mile munchers out there. So do choose wisely. No matter which powertrain you go for, however, I don't think you're going to be disappointed by the Sportage's handling. It's just a really, really nicely balanced chassis. That kind of lower down seating position gives you a lovely planted feel around corners. The suspension feels spot on, it's not too harsh or not too soft, and likewise with the steering, it just feels perfectly weighted. And all in all, I think it's definitely one of the better SUVs to drive. So that is the new Kia Sportage. And long gone are the days where you used to have to start a Kia review with the disclaimer of the 7-year warranty, because nobody had a clue what a Kia was. But it's still there, and it's still just as impressive and reassuring as ever, even if Kia have long since proved themselves when it comes to reliability and build quality. This is an SUV that we've always been very fond of here in Ireland, and it's become a firm fixture in the top 10 selling cars for quite some time now. But will this bold new look change all that? Well, I certainly hope not, because I definitely think it deserves its place amongst the most stylish and family-friendly SUVs you can buy, and that this new hybrid powertrain is only going to serve to add to that appeal. I would love to know what you think in the comments section below, and please do like and share if you enjoyed the video. If you're in the market for a Sportage, new or old, well then you'll also find hundreds of models to choose from on CarsIreland.ie.
CarsIreland.ie. Click, click, vroom, vroom.